Good day, everybody. This is your host, Robert Hebert. This is Think About It. Today's is how to set a goal. So how do we set a goal? Well, the answer is pretty simple. You have to use the 5 golden rules of goal setting. At least that's what I call them. To set a goal, this goal has to motivate you. When you're setting any type of outcome, any kind of goal, this has to mean something to you. So there has to be value in achieving it. If the outcome is of little to no importance to you whatsoever, then the chances of you putting to work are next to none. In fact, there was a psychological study done that says 93% of people who can't translate their goals into action if the goals are irrelevant to them. 93%, and it kind of makes sense if we think about it. We can just take the number out of there and say the vast majority of people, really, if you don't have a goal, you don't see the outcome, or you don't see what's in it for you, then why would you put any effort into it? So I certainly understand that. Start with the goals that are of the highest importance to you. It is easy to be overwhelmed by everything that needs to be done, but start simple. We live in a snack-sized world. We all are able to digest information in short bites, and we shut down when there's too much information, or we believe that there's too much information come to us. So break down your goals into your top 3 or top 5 overall goals that you need to achieve or you want to achieve. The ones of the highest sense of urgency to you. If it helps, write them down. Write the why. Why is this valuable to you? I sometimes write these down because A, it gives me a tangible reminder of what I need to get done, and it gives me a visual aid to help me focus. As every entrepreneur knows, we have a lot of things on our mind, man. There's nothing wrong with having a little help. So use the SMART system. It's always good. SMART is an acronym. The acronym stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. So let's talk about it. Specific. Your goal needs to be as specific as possible, as basic as possible, because otherwise you won't give it enough direction to follow through. According to a research paper from the American Psychological Association, setting specific goals led to higher performance 90% of the time when they study specific companies. Goals are like lamp lighting. The brighter the light, the clearer the road ahead. I asked a few business acquaintances about how to set goals, and I received a response from one of my friends that's the CEO of a company who told me, if you don't have clearly defined goals, you procrastinate, which is absolutely true. Well, because if you don't have a defined course, how do you know what direction to take, right? So think about the results that you want to achieve. What activities do you need to do for your results to achieve? And it just makes total sense. So measurable. Give yourself realistic deadlines to finish the task at hand, adding specific dates, amounts, etc. Make your progress quantifiable. For example, instead of saying reduce expenses, say something like reduce expenses by 10% in the next 12 months. You're giving a defined time frame by a defined amount. That gives you a fixed amount and the time frame to complete your goal, and you're having visual. Now it's measurable. There's checks and balances. Make it attainable. Be honest with yourself. As Charlie co-founder Justin McNeely told me, increase market budget by 50% in 3 months. Sounds like a great goal, but a not very realistic goal. If you're a one-man shop and don't have the resources to do that, you'll only end up frustrated. Instead, set realistic and manageable goals that you decide you want to accomplish in a day and stop when you're done. Relevant. Align your goals with the direction you want your life and career to take. Balancing and alignment between long-term and short-term will give you the focus you'll need. Time-bound is having a finished line. This will mean you can celebrate when you accomplish your goals. So basically, have an end game. Have to set your deadlines to give you a sense of urgency that is lacking when goals are open-ended. You have to make it specific. Write down your goals. I start every day writing down my goals, my to-do list every single day, as well as print out a calendar with my meetings for the day. I keep these daily goals visible at all times and cross-check the things I accomplish to gauge where I stand at the end of every day. This is best practice for me because it makes things tangible and makes me personally accountable for my own actions and my own goals. Your long-term goals don't have to be spelled out quite so publicly, but you should keep them someplace where you can often visit them. You can often be reminded of what your long-term goals would be. Use an active voice when writing down your goals. For example, say, I will increase my marketing budget. Using more passive language such as I would like to gives you an excuse how not to get it done. 4, put your plan into action. It's easy to get so focused on the outcome that you forget the steps needed to achieve the outcome. It's the old adage where the ends justify the means justify the ends. You have to know the A goes to B goes to C to get to the end. And sometimes we get so focused on the carrot, we forget about the journey to get there. So you might go through your A to Z. Go through your plan. Give it a little bit of thought to your B goes to C goes to D, everything in between. So write all of the individual steps. This is your roadmap to execute your plan for a flawless goal. So motivate yourself. The little baby steps, the little baby achievements that you make each and every day are one dot in your picture of life. Make that a beautiful painting at the end. So achieve daily goals. Lay them out so that you know what you have done and what you haven't done, what you need to do and what you haven't done yet to get there. Be focused. Never lose motivation. You can easily lose your motivation when you don't have anything, when you just meander through your average day. The average person just does the bare minimum they need to do to get through each and every day. How can you have a successful, meaningful life if you give yourself nothing to achieve? Life is about purpose. If you have no purpose, what's the point to life, right? So have a plan and work the plan. Having a plan in place makes you official. Working that plan makes you a success. If you take the time to draw up a good plan, why not use it? It's tempting to keep changing your mind or to draw new plans while things are going awry. Variables aren't an excuse not to stick to the plan. Trust your instincts. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. I hope this is helpful to you, and I'll see you next time.